The developers have leaked secret information about the new update in Grovy Garden, the Culinary Update 2.0. Now all players start from the very beginning.
Let's make a record number of likes under the video. Please like and subscribe and we'll move on.
Taiga welcomes everyone. Auntie I is here with you, dear friends, and I'm not joking at all. Let's go ahead and watch both Jantel's TikTok and a bunch of other hard-hitting information right now. But first, let's probably take a look at the Roblox and Grovy Garden page itself to understand what's going on. And here it is, guys, the Kitchen Storm event. Let's translate and see what we have here. This update is spicy and well-aged. It expands the culinary event with higher stakes and new rewards. Discover the exciting Kitchen Storm event and make sure to take part in it. Discover all new pet seeds, valuable items, powerful admin weather controls, and so much more to explore. Keep an eye on the event so you don't miss out. And 4 emojis. There's nothing particularly special or noteworthy in this picture, so we definitely won't be looking at it. Let me now share my comprehensive thoughts about this recent update, which actually make a great deal of sense and are certainly worth considering. First of all, this place itself won't really change, but maybe this timer right here will be different. And maybe every hour something related to the storm will be announced. Perhaps on an hourly basis, we will have some sort of special event taking place, which will either significantly increase the overall luck for obtaining valuable rewards or substantially enhance the luck for successfully cooking these particular dishes. Maybe the rewards will become much bigger, much better, and so on. Well, or I don't really know how else to put it. Honestly, I'll say right away that I didn't really like this event that much. I mean, to be honest, I really didn't like it all that much. The developers could have done better, but it's still not bad. I hope they tweak it so that you can get the rewards in a way that's not just based on random chance, or at least not purely random. I'd like to see some kind of system like a battle pass, where you have to give him, for example, a reward. For instance, if he wants a cake right now, you give him a cake and you get, say, a guaranteed shake reward. A shake, or you might get, then he asks for ice cream, you get ice cream, give it to him, and you're guaranteed to get this reward. So it goes on to the next reward, and the next, and so on, one after another, just like that. That would honestly be really OP. And the most valuable rewards would be at the very end, so it would be much harder to get them. Naturally, they'll be much better. Maybe they'll add new rewards like new pets or new seeds. I think seeds, well, I don't know if they'll add them or not, but I feel like the most likely thing is that they'll add a pay-to-win egg. And this egg might also be here. So yeah, we have this egg here. Honestly, I don't know. They might add another egg with different pets because here we kind of have... Or maybe they'll even add a chest, by the way. There's a really high chance they'll add a chest there. After all, fortunately, we have both seeds and pets. Now let's take a look at Jantel's TikTok because there's some very secret information there.
Yo guys, I was talking to Creekcraft today. He had kind of a cool idea. And he was like, yo, you should do challenges. And I was like, oh, yo. So like the general idea is basically like you would start fresh. So you'd be like, you know, for the week, you would have no plants, no shekels. And you'd have to do a challenge within the week. Like maybe it was, 24 hours to get a dragon fruit. Or 1 week to get to 1 billion. And if you achieve the challenge, you would unlock like really cool plants. Like maybe you'd get a rainbow dragon fruit. I don't know, what do you guys think of this idea?
Honestly, I don't even know what to say about it. Basically, he's suggesting rebirths to us. Rebirths are actually quite an interesting idea. More precisely, this rebirth will kind of force players to rebirth. In other words, you don't get to choose whether to rebirth or not. You end up having to do it anyway. And whether they force you or maybe don't force you, I don't know how they're going to implement it. There really are a lot of rumors going around that this is possible. Developer Jantel will make it so that we'll all start from scratch and maybe we'll actually have to complete some quests or challenges, for example. So look at the kinds of challenges he's suggesting. For example, we're being asked to buy the dragon fruit that's available here all in one day. So we buy the dragon fruit, we complete some kind of challenge, and every single day there will be a new challenge. Guys, honestly, I even think this idea is kind of cool if we all had to start from scratch. But really, I have no idea how they would implement it here. Like, how would they save the player data? What would they do, right? I just don't know. In any case, for this week, if they really make us start everything from scratch, they still have to save our data somehow. So they save this data as an example. And in the end, we get some kind of rewards. But on the other hand, will players even be happy about such an update? To be honest though, that brings up another doubt because personally I would actually like to experience that, to start everything over again and all that, but I can just create a second account and start playing from scratch. But the other players probably don't want to bother with that. They probably want to trade, do something there, bargain, improve their garden even more than it is now. Honestly, well, in short, it's 50-50. My opinion is 50-50. But honestly, I could just write to the developers and ask whether we want to see this or not. So guys, please write in the comments whether you want to see this update, this event in this mode. If you do want it, write about it in the comments. If you don't want it, also write that. I'll send the feedback to the developers and maybe then they'll decide what they want to do. Because guys, I can send feedback and others can send feedback too. And overall, it might turn out that the collective opinion could actually influence influence whether this update gets released or not. Or more precisely, whether this challenge does. Also, I want to go back to what the developers said about admin events. And indeed, there will be new admin events. I think they'll add at least a couple of them. That's actually pretty cool. Yes, it would be nice to have more. I wish these admin events would be added not only when an update comes out, but also during times when there aren't any updates. Well, at least once a week, having one of these admin events would be pretty cool. So admin events like, for example, completing a parkour course or something like zombies. Zombies are actually really fun. So why not do that? Seriously. Okay, let's say. By the way, let's move on now and take a look at the concepts. Let's see what concepts there are and which ones they want to introduce so that the game can actually add all of this. Today, I'll probably be looking at all the concepts so you can get a general idea of what concepts are out there. First of all, I suggest implementing this carrot but making it look a bit more realistic. But either way, it won't be realistic. Realistically, this carrot is pixelated, voxel based. Come on, what do you expect from it? I wanted to make something like this, kind of alien. Not exactly alien, but some sort of space-themed event. I mean, it doesn't look that great, of course, but if our developers actually implement this, it would be pretty cool. Here we can already see at least an egg, and we see a sit pack that will be opening. Maybe they'll add some kind of mutation in this update if they actually add it and things like that. But really, this is just a concept, guys, once again. Again, I'm just speaking off the top of my head about what they could theoretically add if a concept like this were brought to life. Wow. Look, he made some kind of rocket here. Maybe you can interact with it somehow and all that. The next player is suggesting a concept for this kind of plant. Just look at this plant. It honestly looks amazing. If they added it to the game, that would be really awesome. I mean, it looks really cool. I have nothing else to add. Of course, in terms of cost, I wouldn't want it to be more expensive than the Bonnie Blossom or Candy Blossom, but it could still be about the same level. Someone else is suggesting a koala, this kind of koala with a cookie or whatever it is in its hands. Well, that would be pretty cool. By the way, it would be a perfect fit for the second version of the cooking event update. It really fits just right. Whoa, guys, I've got goosebumps. It's a mantis. Look at this little mantis. Guys, honestly, I wouldn't want something like that to be added because it would really scare a lot of people. There aren't many who like those kinds of insects. They're insects, right? We wanted to see a master sprinkler like this. Man, it's a shame you can't see it because of the black background, but it does look cool, you have to admit. Here's a sakura tree that this player is suggesting. Well, it actually looks pretty good, although some elements don't really fit. For example, these leaves are way too realistic. They don't match the game's style. And this kind of grass doesn't fit either. It doesn't suit the game's genre. Oh, look, it even has animation. This some kind of transcendent sprinkler. I'm honestly shocked. It really feels like this could be the craziest one yet. A jelly pet. This is totally OP, guys. Some kind of jelly sit pack, jelly pets, a jelly egg. Now this would be cool if there was actually a jelly pet that could have some items inside it. Or you could, if you feed this pet, the last 5 items you feed it will stay inside it. And the bigger the slime, the more items it can hold at the end. Listen, that would actually be totally OP if they added a pet like that, but really, is it even a living slime or not? Is it alive or not alive? I mean, the slime itself isn't alive, right? I don't think so. Maybe it is alive, but as a pet, I don't think it would really work. Sprinkler, 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 well, sprinkler, sprinkler. Oh, however many sprinklers you count here, write it in the comments and I'll give your comment a heart. Here's another sprinkler someone's suggesting. I don't know why players suddenly started adding master sprinklers. Well, not exactly master sprinklers, but all sorts of different ones. Like there's some kind of mythical sprinkler. I think, by the way, the master one would probably be better there, but as for the grandmaster, I'm not sure if it would be better or not. Well, probably because the developers added a new sprinkler that's much better than the master sprinklers. That's likely why people started coming up with concepts for other sprinklers. How many times did I say the word sprinkler? Please write it in the comments too. By the way, it would actually be a really good idea if we could add our own builders to our garden, it seems. Well, if I were the owner, I could add my friend so he could build there, place plants, and create decorations. That would be so much better. There would be more communication with players, more interaction and all that. But on the other hand, there's another issue. Someone could be added and then just demolish the entire garden. So there are both advantages and huge disadvantages here, which could have a big impact and cause a lot of problems, so to speak. Look at this bear holding sushi in its hands. It would also be cool to see that in this update, which in my opinion fits really well with the second part of the update. And basically that's all. I'd also like to remind you once again, don't forget the update will be released at 17:00 Moscow time and it's coming out on August 9th. So that means in 2 days. That is tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, it will be released at 17 Axis. And guys, as usual, be on the servers an hour before the update, just like always. I'm asking you, I tell this to a lot of people, I tell my friends, and I remind you in the chat, guys, please be on the servers at that time an hour before the update, because some really intense events happen. Of course, it's best to be ready in advance, to prepare an hour ahead of time, because give or take 10 minutes, the admin usually launches these events, and you might already see new admin events and so on. So guys, as always, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, and good luck to everyone. Guys, bye bye.